of the Nigerian Communications Commission to promote widespread availability and usage of mobile telecom network services through Nigeria. Stand in the name of Honorable Bamidele Salam. Honorable members will recall that the matter was referred to the committee on Thursday, 6th April 2023. Report is now ready for presentation, and I call on Honorable Salam to present the report.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Bamidele Salam. I represent the fantastic people of Ede North, Ede South, Egbedore, Jibo Federal Constituency of Osun State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to move that the House do receive the report of the ad hoc committee on the need to investigate the failure / inability of the Nigerian Communications Commission to promote widespread availability and use of the mobile telecommunication network service throughout Nigeria, as well as across and utilization of funds in the Universal Service Provision Fund. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, sir.
Honorable Leki Ajibade. Leki Ajibade.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Jim Abdurrahim Olajide. I represent Lagos Mainland Federal Constituency, Lagos State. I stand to second the motion as moved by my chairman, sir. Thank you.
Okay, let's put a question. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable Salam, please lay your report. Fifth business of the day is presentation of report of the ad hoc committee on the need to verify capital projects executed and funds repeated in appropriation acts. Standing in the name of Honorable Abubakar Maki Yeleman. Honorable members will recall that the bill was referred to the committee on Tuesday, 21 December 2020. The report is ready for presentation. Honorable Yeleman is invited to present the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleagues, I am Abubakar Maki Yeleman. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Malamudori Kaugama Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do receive the report of the ad hoc committee on the need to verify capital project executed and fund repeated in Appropriation Act from 2015 till date by ministries, departments, and agencies of government across the nation. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Idem. Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Idem Unyime, member representing Ukanafun, Rowanam Federal Constituency of Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as moved by Honorable Maki. I so second.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable Maki, lay your report. The first order of the day is the third reading of a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, Cap A12, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to make provisions for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture, GAIDAM, and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members recall that the House adopted the report of the Committee of the Whole on the bill on Wednesday, 24th May 2023. I therefore call on the Leader of the House to move that the bill be now read a third time. Leader of the House. Third reading.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My respected colleagues, I am Honorable Ado Dogwa, Mr. Speaker, representing the good people of Dogwa Tudunwada Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I come from Kano State. Mr. Speaker, you may wish to put a record that I double as the Sardauna of Rano, a kingmaker of that ancient kingdom, and a member of council. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I therefore rise by the directive of the honorable Speaker, the Sadauki of Yauri, a kingmaker, and a member of council of the ancient Yauri kingdom.
Honorable colleagues. Honorable colleagues.
Silence, please.
Honorable colleagues,
Silence.
please silence.
Silence, please.
The leader of the House
Chairman Aviation, take your
is
seat.
addressing the chair. The leader of the House is addressing the chair, and I think he's saying some interesting things. So, can you repeat what you said?
Mr. Speaker,
Please listen.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, after introducing myself, Mr. Speaker, formally as member representing Dogwa Tudunwada Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker, I feel it's also worthy of note that based on my appearance, that the House should take note that I am the Sardauna of Rano, member of council and a kingmaker of that ancient kingdom. Mr. Speaker, I also have to.
It's not the important part. Please listen.
Mr. Speaker, I also have to take note that the Speaker of the Ninth House of Representatives, on whose leave I now rise to move this motion, is also the Sadoki of Yauri, a kingmaker and a council member of the Yauri ancient kingdom.
That's right,
In the extended Sokoto Caliphate.
That's right.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, at this point, therefore, I rise
Thank you.
move that a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act, Cap A12, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to make provision for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture, Gaidam, and for related matters, HB 1277, be taken the third time. Mr. Speaker, with your leave and the leave of the House, I have item 2 to 9 of this order paper coming up in the same circumstances. If you allow me and the House allows, I will take them concurrently. Mr. Speaker, I so move. I should go ahead.
Yes, please.
The second item on the order paper, Mr. Speaker, is another bill for an act to amend relevant tax excise and duty statutes in line with the microeconomic policy reforms of federal government and make further provisions in specific laws in connection with the public financial management of the Federation and for related matters, HB 1757. The next bill on the order paper, Mr. Speaker, is a bill for an act to repeal the Nuclear Safety and Radiation Protection Act and enact the Safety and Radiation Bill 2023 by establishing the Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authority to provide for nuclear security and safeguard and for related matters, HB 586. Mr. Speaker, another bill is for an act to repeal the National Commission for Museums and Monuments Act.
Honorable Wauba, please approach.
19 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact the National Commission for Museums and Monuments Bill 2003 to reposition the Commission to meet current realities in heritage, resource management, and for related matters. A bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Minerals and Mining Act number 20/2017 and enact the Nigerian Minerals and Mining Bill 2023 for effective regulation of all aspects of the exploration and exploitation of minerals to provide for conducive environment for investment in the mineral and mining sector in Nigeria and for related matters. Mr. Speaker, a bill for an act to repeal the Weights and Measures Act, Cap N3 laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and to enact the Nigeria Weight and Measures Regulatory Agency Establishment Bill 2023 for the development and enforcement of the wide scope of legal metrology activities for the provision of fair trade, protection of public health, safety, and the environment for related matters, HB 2183, Mr. Speaker. The seventh item on the order paper, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, is yet another bill for an act to establish Federal Polytechnic IADE, Oyo State, and to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration and for related matters, HB 1800. Mr. Speaker, a bill for an act to repeal the Standard Organization of Nigeria Act number 14, laws of the Federation, and enact the Standard Organization of Nigeria Bill 2023 for the purpose of providing additional functions for the organization, creating new offenses, and increasing penalties for offenses relating to standardization and for related matters, HB 2169 and 1749, 1884. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the final bill on this order paper, Mr. Speaker, item number 9, standing in my name, is a bill for an act to establish Nigerian Institute for Industrial Security and for related matters, HB 2083. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I therefore rise to move that all these bills be read the third time concurrently. Thank you, and God bless you.
Honorable Oluga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Taiwo Oluga is my name. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Osun State, and I speak on behalf of all the people of Irewole Ayedade Ishokan Federal Constituency. I rise this afternoon to second the motion number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 9, as read by the leader of the House. Mr. Speaker, I so second. Thank you.
Those in support that those 9 bills be in favor of the motion that they be read a third time, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk, please read the long titles.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act, Cap 812, laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and to make provisions for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture, Gedam, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend relevant tax, excises, and duty statutes in line with macroeconomic policy reforms of the federal government and make further provision in specific laws in connection with public financial management of the Federation and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to repeal the Nuclear Safety and Radiation Protection Act and enact the Safety and Radiation Bill 2023 by establishing the Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authority to provide for nuclear security and safeguards and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to repeal the National Commission for Museums and Monuments Act, CAF N19, laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact the National Commission for Museums and Monuments Bill 2023 to reposition the Commission to meet current realities in heritage, resource management.
Silence, please. Silence, please. Silence, please.
A bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Minerals and Mining Act number 20.
Honorable Mani, take your seat. Honorable Mani.
And enact the Nigerian Minerals and Mining Bill 2023 for the effective regulation of all aspects of
Honorable Shadipe. Honorable Shadipe, take your seat.
To provide for a conducive environment for investment in the mineral and mining sector in Nigeria and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to repeal the Weights and Measures Act Cap W3, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Nigeria Weights and Measures Regulatory Agency Establishment Bill 2023 for the development and enforcement of the varying scope of legal metrology activities for the promotion of fair trade, protection of public health, safety, and the environment, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish Federal Polytechnic IAD, Oyo State, and to make comprehensive provision for its due management and administration, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to repeal the Standards Organization of Nigeria Act number 14 of 2015 and enact the Standards Organization of
Honorable
Nigeria
Satome, you are welcome.
For the purpose of providing additional functions for the organization, creating new offenses, and increasing penalties for offenses relating to standardization and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish Nigerian Institute for Industrial Security and for related matters. Third reading.
Bills read third time and passed. The 10th order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish the Food Vendors Registration Council of Nigeria, charged with the responsibility of advancing the registration, training, and safe practice of raw and cooked food of the council by unauthorized bodies in Nigeria, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable M.T. Mongono. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 30th of March, 2023. I now invite Honorable Senator-elect Mongono to move that the bill now be read a second time.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mohamed Tahir Mongono. I represent Marte Mongono, Gaza Federal Constituency of Borno State. I move that a bill for an act to establish Food Vendors Registration Council of Nigeria with the responsibility of advancing the registration, training, and mode of practice of raw and cooked food vending business, and to provide double taxation collection on members, to prevent double collection taxation on members of the council by unauthorized bodies in Nigeria, and for related matters be read the second time. I so move.
Honorable Oludo.
Olododo Cook Abdugani, representative people of Ilorin East, Ilorin Southern Constituency, and from Kwara State, State of Harmony. I write to second the motion raised by the Honorable Senator-elect Honorable Magono. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Does anybody want to speak against the Senator-elect's bill? Any opposition? So we'll put a question. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk, long title, please.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish Food Vendors Registration Council of Nigeria, charged with the responsibility of advancing the registration, training, and safe practice of raw and cooked food vending businesses, and to prevent double taxation collection on members of the council by unauthorized bodies in Nigeria, and for related matters. Second reading.
So the bill is referred to committee on the whole. 11th order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill to repeal the National Fertilizer Quality Control Cap number 23, Laws of the Federation 2019, and enact the National Fertilizer and Agricultural Pesticide Control Bill 2022 to provide an improved regulatory framework for the manufacture, importation, sale, and distribution of fertilizer and agricultural pesticides in Nigeria, and other related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Olanrewaju Ibrahim Kunle. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 23rd May 2023, and I invite Honorable Olanrewaju to move that the bill be now read a second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I rise this afternoon to move that the bill to repeal the National Fertilizer Control Act number 23, 2019 and enact the Fertilizer and Agricultural Pesticide Control Bill to provide an improved regulatory framework for the manufacture, importation, sales, and distribution of fertilizer and agricultural pesticide in Nigeria, and for related matter, HB 2224, be moved for the second reading. I so move.
Honorable Adejare.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I still remain Honorable Dr. Samuel Babatunde Adejare, representing the wonderful people of Agege Federal Constituency. I stand to second the motion as moved by Honorable Olawaju. I so second.
Honorable Mwauba, please. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk, please read the long title.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to repeal the National Fertilizer Quality Control Act number 23, 2019 to enact the National Fertilizer and Agricultural Pesticide Control Bill to provide an improved regulatory framework for the manufacture, importation, sale, and distribution of fertilizer and agricultural pesticides in Nigeria and for related matters. Second reading.
Matter is referred to the Committee of the Whole. The 12th order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to amend the Central Bank of Nigeria Act Cap C4 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 and for related matters standing in the name of Honorable Victor Nwokolo. Honorable members recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, and now I invite the leader of the House to move that the bill be now read the second time.
But Victor should be here. Mr. Speaker, honorable members. Victor, you are there now. Take your bill. You take your bill.
Okay, Honorable Victor is here.
Yes,
sorry.
sir, Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Victor
is on the floor. I don't know if you will allow me to cede the opportunity.
I don't know why they keep putting House Leader on my...
Yes, but on my own paper here is Victor Nwokolo.
Yes, it's supposed to be him. Victor, go ahead.
My name is Honorable Victor Nwokolo, member representing Ika Northeast, Ika South Federal Constituency of Delta State. I do
please, honorable members, please, silence, please. Please, honorable members, please, silence, please.
I do rise to move that a bill for an
please, honorable members, please, let's listen in silence. Honorable members, my respected colleagues, please, silence.
Honorable Olarewaju, take your seat. Honorable Olarewaju, take your seat.
To move that a bill for an act to amend the Central Bank of Nigeria Act Cap C4 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria's 2004 and for other related matters, HB 2228, be read for the second time. I so move.
Honorable Charles, please second.
My dear colleagues, my name is Francis Charles Uduyok.
I represent Ikorabas in Paranin, Eastern Obolo. I'm from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by Honorable Victor Nwokolo that the bill be read the second time. I so second.
Okay. All right. Honorable. All right. Those in support, please say aye. Those against say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk, long title.
Right, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members.
Leader of the House, please.
A bill for an act to amend the Central Bank of Nigeria Act C4 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 and for related matters, second reading.
Bills referred to the Committee of the Whole. Okay, so, Clerk, you've read the long title. The bill is referred to the Committee of the Whole. The 13th order of the day is a motion on the recommittal of a bill standing in the name of Honorable Abubakar Hassan Fulata. Honorable Fulata is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I am Abubakar Hassan Fulata. I present Burniwa Krika Assembly Aguri Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, a recommittal of a bill. House, because that the undermentioned bill was passed by the National Assembly and transmitted to the President for assent. Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Amendment Bill 2023, House Bill 1277. House notes that some fundamental issues which require fresh legislative action emerged after critical analysis of the bill. House resolves to rescind its decision on the bill and as passed and commit same to the Committee of the Whole for reconsideration. As well, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Joseph Bello.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my distinguished colleagues. I am Honorable Engineer Joseph Asokubelo, and I have the honor and privilege of representing the great people of Adavi Okehi Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion ably moved. I so second.
Those in support of the motion, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. 14th order of the day is a motion on need to implement the carbon credit as part of the effort towards mitigating the impact of climate change in Nigeria. Standing in the name of Honorable Sam Onuigbo. Honorable Onuigbo is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. I'm Representative Sam Onuigbo. I rise to move the motion on the need to implement carbon credits as part of the effort towards mitigating the impact of climate change in Nigeria. The House notes the devastating impact of climate change in the world, particularly in Nigeria, with desertification rising southward at a speed of 0.6 kilometers per annum, gully erosion and coastal erosions destroying communities and farmlands, thus drying up Lake Chad. Also notes the frequent cases of herders and farmers clashes with attendant deaths and flooding across several states. Aware that this Ninth Assembly passed the Climate Change Bill, which was assented to by President Muhammadu Buhari on November 17, 2021. Section 19, subsection I of the Climate Change Act stipulates that the Federal Ministry of Environment shall, in consultation with the Federal Ministry responsible for national planning, set carbon budget for Nigeria to keep average increases in global temperature within 2 degrees Celsius and pursue efforts to limit the temperature increases to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Also aware that Section 4, subsection I and J mandate the National Council on Climate Change to collaborate with the Federal Inland Revenue Service to develop a mechanism for carbon tax in Nigeria and collaborate with the federal ministries responsible for environment and trade to develop and implement a mechanism for carbon emissions trading. Further aware that Section 20, subsection 4A of the Climate Change Act states that the action plan shall serve as a basis for identifying the activities aimed at ensuring the national emissions profile is consistent with the carbon budget goals. Cognizant that legislators have responsibilities for ensuring that measures are taken to avert the devastating impacts of climate change. Hence, the House strongly advocates that Nigeria implements the law on carbon credit reward system as part of the several measures that can be taken towards reducing the impacts of climate change in the country. Also cognizant that the industrial sector contributes a high percentage of greenhouse gas emissions in Nigeria. Hence, the need to develop the capacity for implementing a carbon credit scheme to incentivize the decarbonization of the industrial sector in Nigeria. Observes that carbon credit is a policy where industries are encouraged to reduce their carbon footprint to earn calculated carbon credit per ton of carbon, while industries which exceed emission threshold are sanctioned with fines. Therefore, the carbon market is a trading platform whereby carbon credits earned by one industry can be purchased by another to make up for their pollution. Also observes the Paris Agreement on Climate Change signed by Nigeria on September 22nd
2016, and other international conventions. The Kyoto Protocol is one of such international conventions adopted in 1997, which came into force in 2005 to reduce man-made greenhouse gas emissions, and Nigeria has a responsibility to implement them internally. Worried that except Nigeria takes necessary measures to reduce the impacts of climate change in the country, the climate change-induced calamities will continue. Result: to urge the federal government to direct the National Council on Climate Change, in collaboration with the federal ministries responsible for industry, trade and investment, environment, and budget and national planning, to immediately implement the carbon credit scheme through the formulation of an action plan that is consistent with sections 20, subsection 1, subsection 2, subsection 3 of the Climate Change Act 2021. Also, urge the Council and the federal ministries mentioned above to present to the National Assembly for approval the budget derived from the processes in line with Prayer 1 above, especially as the implementation of Section 9, subsection 2 and 3 of the Climate Change Act about the carbon credit stroke action plan is already behind schedule. 3, mandates the committees on climate change, environment, national planning, industry, commerce, and legislative compliance to liaise with the National Council on Climate Change and Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment to ensure compliance and report back within 1 week for further legislative action. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I so move. Thank you.
Honorable Wale, okay, please, I don't want you to contaminate Honorable Mansour Soro and Honorable Zana. These are great guys. Please.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Mansour Soro is already a contaminated component on his own. For someone to have left your party, sir, left our party, left the ruling party, and joined something else, and you think he's still clean?
He's a good
I'm
man.
not sure.
I'm not sure. Back. He's a good man.
Perhaps in the light of the joint task, that I can accept. In the light of the joint task project, that yes. I can agree with you.
Okay, fine.
But as a party member and the leader of the APC caucus, I'm not happy with Mansour Soro.
Leader.
Yes, sir.
You are addressing the chair on your seat.
Sorry, sir.
What's going on?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. Not only the chair.
No, you may be seated now.
Not only the chair, a title holder that is higher than my own title.
Exactly. Exactly. You may be seated now. You may be seated. Honorable Mansour, please second.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I remain Mansour Manu Soro, that of the Ganjua Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion as moved by my colleague. I so second.
Does anybody want to speak against this? Climate change. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable colleagues, like I stated earlier, unfortunately, we started late because of the national assignment that we all went for, and it's 1:35 now. I have the Commonwealth speakers and parliamentarians, heads of parliaments waiting for me in my office. But from there, I will be going to the commissioning of the Nigerian Institute of Legislative and Democratic Studies, which the president is commissioning. So please bear with us. We will resume sitting on Tuesday. Leader of the House, please adjourn till Tuesday.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My respected colleagues, I remain Honorable Ado Dogwa, Mr. Speaker, honorable members. I represent Dogwa Tudunwada Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise by your directives and the leave of the House that this House do adjourn appropriately to Tuesday morning next week. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I so move.
Thank you. Honorable Honorable Obinna Chidoka.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Obinna Chidoka, member representing Idemili North, Idemili South Federal Constituency of Anambra State. I rise this afternoon, Honorable Speaker, to second the motion as moved by the Leader of the House that this House do stand adjourned till 11 a.m. on Tuesday next week. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think it's important. Let me just quickly adopt the votes and proceedings of today, so we can work on the third. We can work on the third reading. So I have approved the votes and proceedings of today. House stands adjourned till Tuesday 11 a.m.